Hello everyone and welcome into another video. My name is Oleg and today I'm going to show you exactly how you can get yourself from having no website at all to having all of these beautiful websites that you can build absolutely for free besides a domain and a hosting that you would have to pay for. We will discuss that a little bit later in the video, but by the end of this video you're going to be able to build hundreds of thousands, if not millions of different websites that are available online by just knowing and following every single one of the steps that we're going to discuss in this video. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a slower paced video, but it's going to be step by step. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with 4 major elements, which is getting our domain, getting our hosting, getting to know WordPress, and actually going live with our website after making all the changes. Let's go ahead and get started. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and start with the HostGator. I have been using HostGator over the past couple of years. I have not had any issues with them. So we're just going to go ahead and type in hostgator.com. And once we get to their website, it will show us the Get Started button. So just click on that one in order for us to be able to see all the plans that they offer. So out of 3 different plans, I usually go with the HatchLink plan. There's a baby plan and a business plan, but if you're just starting out, every dollar counts and you would not want to necessarily spend more money than you would need to, especially if you do not know how many people are going to be visiting your website right away. So just go ahead and hover over each one of them, get to know each one of the plans, just to make sure that you're not missing out on specific options that you might necessarily need for your website. And in our case, we're just going to go ahead and click on Buy Now under the HatchLink plan, and it's going to redirect us to our 3rd page. So when it comes to our 3rd page, the very first option that it's going to ask us to do is to choose our domain name. So if you already have a domain name, you would be able to transfer your domain name to this hosting and then just utilize that domain name. In our case, we're just going to go ahead and buy a domain. So a lot of people tend to spend a lot of time dwelling on which name they want to choose for their business, for their website. In order to avoid spending too much time searching for your domain name, just go ahead and go to Google Trends. So type in Google Trends and just click on the very first option in the search browser. So you will find Google Trends and just search your keyword that you think is going to be applicable to your website. In my case, I'm just going to go ahead and type in snowboard. So as you can tell on the screen, over the past year, it has been increasing right now because it's winter time when I'm recording this, and this is how I tend to find out which trends are applicable right now, which help me determine which name of the website I would want to use. So in my case, I've already made up my decision, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with howtomakeawebsitenow.com. On the right-hand side, you can see different extensions. And once you click on them, it's going to give you lots of different options. So in my case, I would just go with .com. If you see something that is more applicable to you, or if you want to have multiple different websites, you can choose either one of those and just go with it. Once we scroll down, you will see the domain privacy protection that is around $15 a year. So in this case, I would decide to keep it for our website. What this does is it basically hides the information of the owner of the domain from people who would try to retrieve that information, utilize it for the purposes of trying to sell you something. And I have received multiple phone calls from scammers when I did not use this before. So I would definitely want to keep it for myself in this case. Depending on which country you are trying to build your website from or trying to use this hosting in, then this option might not be available for you. But nonetheless, for us, we're just going to go ahead and keep it. Once we scroll down, we'll be able to see there are 3 more blocks that we need to fill out. So just choose your hosting plan. So on the right-hand side for your hosting plan, you will see that it shows that cheapest option is for 36 months. If you click on it, you're going to be able to pick an option for 12 months. The price is going to go up a little bit higher, but overall, it's going to be pretty beneficial just to have your own website for 12 months, try it out, see how it works for you, and then if you decide to extend, you would be able to do that as well. But if you're trying to extend it in the future, there might not be any discounts available. So it would be up to you. Again, scrolling a little bit further, you would have to input the same exact information that you would put for any other purchase that you would make online. So for your billing information. Now, once we scroll a little bit further down, we'll see 5 different optional things that we can purchase with HostGator. I don't recommend choosing any of them, especially if you're just starting out. I'm going to show you how to get majority of these things for free where you would not have to pay for any of the extra features that they're offering in this case. Again, just like I said, every dollar counts. So now we're going to go ahead and take off the check marks from both of the options that are pre-selected for us, and we'll go ahead and scroll further down. Now, as we are scrolling down, there is an option to enter a coupon code, because as of now you can see that it's $66.47, but I'm pretty sure we can drop this even further if we choose the correct code. So I'll go ahead and put the coupon code, or just a direct link with a pre-filled out affiliate code that you would be able to use to get that discount. I'm not currently affiliated with them, but I'll do my research, reach out to them, and make sure that they provide us with the best possible code out there. So I'll leave it in the comment section below or in the description of this video. There we go. So it says that it's getting ready. Last time it took about 5 to 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make myself some tea, be back, and show you guys what the next screen looks like. So this did not take a very long time. This is what the next page looks like. It's going to ask you some of the questions that you can potentially skip, which I'm going to do in this case. Just click on skip, and then it's going to be building up your website. So once you get to this page, you know that you have done majority of the work of purchasing things, and everything else from here on out is going to be free, and you would not have to spend a dime unless you decide to do so. And we're going to go ahead and click on Get Started and proceed to the next page. So once it loads it up, it's going to be showing us a little bit more information about what our website setup is going to look like, preparing to set up our WordPress and register our WordPress account as well. It took about 20 seconds to load up this page, and as you can tell on the screen, it gives us our username, password, and the link directly to our WordPress login account. If we go ahead and open up the new page and paste that link, our browser would potentially warn us that this connection is not private, just like it does in my case. And all we need to do is just click on Advanced and then just proceed to the website. So it's going to show us that the website is not available just yet. It's going to take about 10 to 15, sometimes a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and take a little break again, and we're going to be back in 10 to 15 minutes to see if our WordPress admin panel works. So now it's been about 20 minutes and our website is set up right now, and we're able to log in into our WordPress account. So everything we need to do is we just need to type in admin and then go back to our password, copy your password, and enter it. At this point, it's going to take us to our dashboard. Now, once we log in, we should be able to see this dashboard in front of us. So this is what it's called, the dashboard. You'd be able to see all this information that we will play around a little bit later with. But before we do anything else, before we start setting up our accounts, we would want to go to users, and we would want to go to profile. We would want to change our password as one of the first things that we do. So click on set new password, and then we can delete the pre-populated one and type in the password that we want to create. And once we do that, let's use some numbers in this as well. Let's copy it, and let's go ahead and update our profile. So once our profile is updated, we will get a notification email to make sure that our password has been changed and we have it in our record. Go ahead and paste that password that you just recently copied into one of the Word documents, and you should be able to use it in the future. So now let's go ahead and see if our website is working. Let's go ahead and hover over the name of our website and then click on Visit Site. Now this is what our website looks like right now. I know it doesn't look good, but even getting to this point, you would have to pay $99, $200 sometimes even $300 just to have your website working online and available on the internet for everybody to see. So which I think is crazy, but we're going to go ahead and go back into our dashboard, and we'll start setting up our website with all the plugins and the design that we need. If you're following along, you would want to probably pause this video and actually review some of the icons, some of the tabs that are available on the left-hand side, and get to know this, because most likely over the next couple of days, weeks, you're going to be building up this website, and you would want to familiarize yourself with all of the available posts, plugins, user information, comments, and exactly how to create your article that is going to be available on this site. So just get to know this, and Let's go ahead and start reviewing it ourselves as well. So the first thing we would want to do is we would want to go to updates. And once the page loads up, we'll be able to see that we need to update our current version of one of the plugins. So in this case, we do not need to update this plugin because we're not going to be using any of the plugins that are currently installed with your WordPress account. And so once we are here, we would want to highlight all of the plugins and then click on delete and then apply. And one by one, it's going to delete all of your plugins in here. Some of your plugins are going to be active, so in order for us to be able to delete them, we have to deactivate them first. So click on deactivate, apply. Once the page updates, you would want to highlight all of them again, and then instead of activating, we're going to go ahead and delete all of them. Delete, and it's going to delete the rest of them one by one. Depending on what kind of website you're going to be building up, you would want to do your research on which plugins are going to be the most popular for your specific niche. For instance, if you're building up your own blog, you're not going to be using most likely the same exact plugins that e-commerce website is going to be using. So in this case, we're just going to go ahead and leave all of the plugins blank. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go back into the dashboard. And if you have any pop-up windows that are here, you can just close them out so they're not distracting you. And we'll review everything that is on the dashboard. For instance, the very first window over here is actually just welcoming us to the WordPress and suggesting us to customize our website and write all these different things and adjust our menu screens. We're not going to pay attention to that, so we'll dismiss that for now. We're going to do it step by step manually a little bit later. As you're building up your website, you're going to be able to see a little bit more information about your site health status. You're going to be able to see difference in numbers of your posts and comments and pages. And once people will start using your website to socialize and ask questions and communicate with you, you're going to be able to see a lot more comments in here, as well as more news over on this window from the WordPress as well. So at this point, we're not going to change anything else on our dashboard, and we're going to go into updates. Make sure that you have the most current version of WordPress. And if you don't, just make sure to update it. If you run into any issues or if it doesn't load something properly, make sure to reinstall it at your convenience. Next, let's go to posts. And once we are here, we are going to be able to see that this is the very first post that is automatically populated. This is where you're going to be able to add more posts and build them and build up your website and post the articles into specific portions of your website. Let's put it this way. Next thing is going to be media. Media library is just going to store all of your photos, videos, all of that information here. We're not going to do too much to it right now, but we're going to definitely use all this space a little bit later. Once we get to pages, we're going to be able to see all of the pages that are available on the website. There's only 2 of them right now, but as we're building up your website, we're going to be able to see more of this in here. Once we get to comments, as I said at the beginning, are going to be developing as your website is developing and increasing the traffic to your articles, to the topics of the discussion, and is going to be filled up by all of your customers and visitors. Now, once we get to the appearance, we are going to see that there are only 4 different pre-set up website designs that are available. So only those 4 themes are available for you just for now. If you like any of them, you're going to be able to see how they look on your website by clicking on live preview or live preview here, or actually activating it on the website and going to the website itself. If you want to live preview one of them, I'm going to be able to click on live preview and you can change all of the settings on the left hand side. But we're definitely going to go into depth of that with a different theme, not this one, but this is what your website would look like if you would decide to apply one of those themes. The theme that we're going to go with today is called Astra. It's one of my favorite themes. It's actually, we have to click on add new, and we would need to search for Astra. And once we find it, we're going to be able to click on install, and it's going to install all of that theme, and we're going to activate it. Once it's activated, it's going to populate it in the available themes for you here, and you're going to be able to start using it. In order for us to have a very good start and a strong beginning for our website, we would want to pre-fill it out with some information that comes with this specific theme. So in order for you to do that, just click on Get Started right here, or you can just go back to Plugins and it's going to allow you to do it from that side as well. But once it's activated, it should refresh the page and it will upload all the information into your website. So here you're going to have 4 different options. You will have Elementor, Beaver Builder, and the other 2. I'm not very big fan of either one of those except the Elementor. I think Elementor is a great start for a beginner. Installing this plugin will allow us to choose from one of the templates that is going to pre-fill out all of that information that you would be able to see on all the websites that are in front of you. And just take a minute to appreciate how many websites would be available for you. Majority of them are free, but a lot of them you would have to pay for. So you can actually go ahead and click on business, other, blog, or e-commerce, and whether you would want to filter it by free or agency. And agency means that you would basically be building up your own agency and you would have to pay for it. Now we can go ahead and scroll further and figure out which website we would want to pick. Let's say that we would want to go with something like Education Opens Up the Mind, online courses. So let's go ahead and click on this one. And this is what the other pages of this website is going to look like. And if you like it, which I do like this one, we'll go ahead and click on Import Complete Site. And then once it imports, it's going to get all the information from this specific template, this website, into our cPanel, into our website, onto our hosting. So we'll go ahead and select all of these except delete previous imported site and click on Import. One last step that is shown on the screen right now is that they're trying to get a little bit more information from you to provide you with a better customer service. But if you don't want to share your personal information with this specific plugin, you can just go ahead and skip this. Now it's importing your website and just give it some time. Once it finishes up, we'll restart this again. So now this is perfect. This only took about 20 seconds for it to complete. And let's go ahead and click on View Website. It's going to open up the page, and this is what our website looks like right now. Just take a second to appreciate this because we just went from having no website, we bought a domain, set up our hosting, and got through the WordPress website, and using those tools, we ended up building our website, and it is available online. This website looks great, but we would want to personalize it, and in order for us to do that, we'll go back to the dashboard. And we're going to move into our plugins. If you remember from a couple of minutes ago, as we were buying our hosting, there was an option to back up our plan for, I think, $2.99 a month. So right now I'm going to show you how you can do it for free with installation of one specific plugin. Now this is going to be extremely useful for us because even if you mess up something on the website, even if something happens, you can always use like a time machine and go back to the previous version of that. And if something happens to your database, you can again restart your website. And it's a very useful tool for free, basically. You're just spending a little bit of time to install it. So you would go to Add New Plugin, and then you will search for All-in-One. It's actually called All-in-One WordPress Migration. And in order for you to install it, just click Install Now, and it's going to install it onto your WordPress account. Go ahead and activate it. So now once all of that is installed, you should be able to see it on the very top of your plugins. And then if you go down to All-in-One WordPress Migration, you'd click on it, and then it would get you to the page of that plugin. And then you click on Export to File, and it's going to collect all of the data from your file, and then you're going to be able to download it onto your computer. And again, just in case if something happens, you would be able to reuse that and just place it back to where it was whenever you backed up your website last time. So 94% complete. We're going to get a green pop-up here on the screen soon. There we go. The size of the website is 78 megabytes. We're going to go ahead and download that, and we're just going to save it on our computer. We'll close that for now and close this one as well. And in case if something happens, as I said before, you would be able to go to Backups and then hover over Restore. Once you click on it, you would be able to restore it back to the previous version that you had saved on your computer. So in this case, we have done a lot of work, and this is what our website looks like right now. Let's go ahead and load it up, and we have yet to change all of this information on the main page. I'm going to show you how to change this logo and how to change the actual link of your website so it shows that it's secure. In order for us to show that it's going to be secure, to go back to the dashboard, and let's go to Settings, General, and once you get to that, we're going to type in S right here, HTTPS, and get all of our information in line, make sure that everything is correct, and click on Save Changes. And now once we are back in, we would be able to see that the changes have actually been applied to our website, and we have HTTPS SSL protection that is shown right here. So whoever is going to be visiting your website, they're going to be able to see that your website is secure and their browser is not going to be objecting going to that website. Another very important thing for us to do would be to go to our permalinks and change the settings in this page. So I would suggest changing it to the post name. This way, whenever you're creating a new page, a new article, the way it's going to populate is that it's going to add the name of the page to the back of the link of your website. Instead of it being the date and then the name of the actual post, you'll just have the name of the actual post. You can change it the way you want it to, but a lot of people tend to just use it by the post name. So just go ahead and click on Save Changes. As we're progressing in development of our website, we need to consider the tools that WordPress is actually providing for us, as well as Elementor. So if we go back to our website, click on Visit Site, and then we're going to go ahead and customize it. If you click on Customize, this window is going to pop up. Everything that you can change, that you can see on the left-hand side, you would be able to change on your actual website and see the live preview of that. And this is something that is provided through WordPress. At this point, we would see that the logo hasn't loaded properly right here. So we'd click on Customize. And in order for us to change that, we would just need to go to Header, Site Identity, and then we remove the second retina logo, click on Remove, and then select the image that you want to upload. So you have a library of all of your documents that have already been uploaded with your template onto the website. And these are the ones that I was just recently playing around with. And you can just go ahead and click on one of them and upload it. If you want to choose one of these, more than welcome to do so as well. So let's go ahead and choose the one that I picked. I know it's not going to look good, but at least it's going to give you an understanding of where it's going to show up right here. So once you come up with the logo for your website, you can just go ahead and change it here and then click on Publish. Another important part that you would not want to miss out on would be this logo right here. So currently it is using the logo of HostGator, and we would want to personalize it and use it as our own logo. So you would want to scroll down, and right here under the site icon, you can click on the one that you would want to pick, and it's going to replace it with the document with the logo that you wanted it to be. So right here on the top, it had replaced it with the logo that we wanted it to reflect. Now, the next important thing that we would want to look at would be the menu. So if we decide to go to Menu option and we decide to change these, we would just go to Primary Menu, and if we decide to combine some of them, or if we want to change the order of the courses, see how if you're combining them, it kind of creates like a subsection, and you would be able to see it reflect right here. So once you click on it or hover over it, it's supposed to properly show it to you. It's not showing it right now just because of the text. The text is the same because, as you can tell on the very bottom, you can see that the links are changing to the web pages that we're hovering over. But since that doesn't properly work for us, we're just going to go ahead and drag it down and separate them from one another. And then in case if we need to separate them even further, we should just be able to just drag and drop. Now, in this case, we would not want to change anything, so let's go ahead and leave it the way it is. In case if we want to change the name of the navigation panel, instead of having all courses, we can just do all platforms and save it. Instead of all courses, we have all platforms right now. And then once we publish it, it's going to go live again and it's going to be active. Another very important part of this customization process is that once you're in Customize section, on the very bottom here, you would be able to see that right now we are seeing the desktop version of your website. In case if we want to change that to a tablet device, this is what the customer is going to see once they're on their iPad or any other tablet device. And this is exactly what they're going to be able to see once they're on their mobile device. And in case we want to change that, we'll be able to see that all of the elements are reflected properly. The desktop, tablet device, and the phone, and make sure that all of the photos and all of the elements are shown properly and nothing is shown the code or everything is loaded properly, just like this photo. This photo didn't take because it was in the proper format. Now, the next important thing that I also wanted to show you guys is that there is a plugin for you to see how many visitors you have on your website. You can track it that way, or you can also do it through Google, and I'll show you how to do it through Google, but not through the plugin of Google that we're going to download right now. So under the plugins, just go ahead and search for SiteKit by Google, and search for that, and we should be able to see it as the very first option right here. So it has 228 reviews, but it also has 1+ million active installations right now. I think it's a very good platform and I love using it. So I'll just go ahead and install it. It combines really well with majority of the websites, and I have not had any issues with it so far. So once you activate it, it's going to take some time to start setting up, and then click on Start the Setup. Then you're going to go through the process of registering, logging in, and claiming this website in order to verify the ownership of this website. Last time when I did this, it took me a little over, I want to say 24 hours to verify it with multiple different emails sent to my email. So I'll go ahead and type in all the information, and then I'll be showing you the window that follows this one right here. Now this would be the next page that you would see, and then you would choose the options that apply to you. 3 of them you would not be able to change, but these 2, it's up to you whether you would want to allow it to manage the list of sites and domains you control for this, obviously for this site kit, or to allow it to view and manage the Search Console data for your verified websites. So I will allow it, and I'll go ahead and click on Allow. And the next part is going to be to verify the ownership of this website, right? So next part, we're going to click on Proceed. Now this would be the next page. It definitely did not take it 24 hours, anywhere near that time. It literally just took me about 20 seconds for it to pop up. Now I'll go ahead and click on Allow, and we'll click on Add Website. Now it's going to have a message saying, congratulations, you had successfully set up the site kit, and go ahead and click on Go to My Dashboard. Now this is what the final page of the site kit installation process is going to look like. They will say congrats on completing the setup for site kit. And for the future reference, on this page, you are going to be able to set up your AdSense once you start receiving more traffic onto your website to generate revenue from advertisements if you decide to do so. More information from your Search Console is going to be provided here, and you'll be able to see how many people visited your website, how many times it has been shown on your profile, how many times it has been shown to other people when they search for a particular keyword. And it's also going to have a plethora of other tools like page speed, insights, and it will have all of the data provided to you on the very bottom. So once you're starting to work on your SEO, utilize this data to speed up the processes on your website. So therefore, I think this site kit is one of the most important plugins that you can download. There's other alternatives to that, but since you're working with Google, I think they collaborate very well together, and keep it in mind that it's available for free as well. So now at this point, let's go ahead and click on Pages real quick and go to our website for one last time so we can see what exactly is happening with our website and which parts we would want to change and we can still change. So mind you, we started off with no website, we did not have anything, we did not have hosting, we did not have a website. Now our website is live and we can access it through any search platform. If you're still having issues with accessing a certain part of your website through Google, if you, for instance, even if you search for your website in Google, it might not show up. So let's go ahead and actually try this. I'll show you that it's going to take some time. It took me about I think 2 or 3 weeks for the actual website to populate across Google. And as Google was using their basically tools to crawl around your website to develop all of the pages, it was basically taking a very long time. So in this case, we'll go to Google and we are going to just go ahead and search for our website with the name of it. And as you can tell, it doesn't show anything about our website. It's going to take a couple of weeks, couple of days potentially, for the website to pop up on the first or second page of the Google search, even if you start searching the actual full name of the website. And if you want to also check out the ownership of your website, you would want to go to Site and then colon and then howtobuildawebsitenow.com. So what this will do is this will allow you to click on Try to Google Search Console, and then this will allow this to start the process of crawling through the pages of your website. As you can tell right now, we do not have any information available for us just yet, but once we start receiving more traffic on the website, you can utilize site, colon, and then the name of your website.com. Click on the very first option. It's also going to show you how many pages are available for Google to be able to search by key terms. So once you're searching for site and then your name.com, it's going to populate all of the pages that the Google is seeing on your website. Now that we're done with majority of our applications with our plugins, we're going to go ahead and create our first post. So if you click on posts and go to all of them, you're going to be able to see that there's only one of them that is posted right now. So just go ahead and click on add new, and we're going to use the WordPress original software that they offer in order to make a post, basically. So the first thing you would want to do is just copy some uncopyrighted text just to see what it's going to look like. And obviously, based on your audience, you would want to write something that is relevant to your website, and you would not want to just copy and paste, because people are not going to appreciate that information, and Google is not going to rank you higher if you're just going to be copying and pasting information from other people's websites. So now we just made a post and we just published it by clicking on publish on the right hand side. And if we click on view post that just disappeared, we should actually be able to go back into WordPress. We would be able to see it right here. So if we want to view it, we'll click on view, and it's going to show us this first text, right? So this is our first article written by us. If people want to comment on it, they're going to say, hey, how great this post is, and they're going to comment on your post. We'll go ahead and go back to home, and we would see that the front page still yet to be played around with by us. Now we would want to go to Elementor, and we would be able to see that, hey, all this information is correct, and we would allow posts and pages to be edited through Elementor. So let's go ahead and go to Pages, and Edit with Elementor button is going to be available right there. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to show up on the very first About Us page, and if we decide to start editing this one, we're going to be able to click on every element and edit this element. So if we decide to delete something, let's say that we decide to delete this text, we want to click on this pencil button. You got it, and then it's going to allow us to delete it. There we go. Right click on it and delete. So now this information has been deleted. Let's say that you want to add your own text. All you would need to do is just drag and drop the text where you would want it to be placed, and then you would want to highlight the pre-filled out text right here and enter your own text. Now it's saved, and the last thing that is left for us to do is just to click update, and it's going to populate it onto your website. Let's say that you want to add a video in between this information block and this information block. Go ahead and drag it and see how you wouldn't be able to do it right here. So in order for you to do that, you would want to click on this plus sign and then drag your video into the block that populated. And then in order for you to be able to change what you want to place in here, you can always delete this video by clicking on this link right here, or edit video, and then you would be able to delete the information that was here and then place your own link, right? So this is where you would place the link to the video that you want to refer to from YouTube. And I would strongly suggest you to spend some time figuring out all these options that are available in the free version. And even with just the free ones without the Pro, you would be able to build a very nice website that looks very professional. If we want to go back to Pages, we would be able to rearrange the pages that we have, and we would also be able to delete some of them. Let's say that we do not need our instructor's information, right? So that page, let's say we find no use in it. We can either edit it and rename it into something different, or let's say that we give up on this page and we don't want to use it anymore. We would want to click on trash and it's going to delete it. And if we want to permanently delete it, we would click on trash and you can see it right here, delete permanently. So in this case, you're just going to delete the page. So let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard and kind of summarize everything that we learned today. So in this case, we ended up starting with no website. We got ourselves a domain. We got ourselves a hosting. We know how to choose a hosting. We ended up getting ourselves a WordPress website with a kit that already came pre-filled out. All you would need to do is just fill out the blocks that you want to be there and remove the ones that you don't want to be there. All of that was about $60 for us, and now your website is live and available across the globe to anyone who wants to visit your website for an entire year. And now I would like to thank you for staying so far into the video. So let's just go ahead and wrap this up and jump into the outro. Congratulations, you had made it all the way through this video. This was a lot of information and I hope each and every one of you learned something from this process today. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. If you didn't, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you have a good day. Good luck with your website. I'm cheering for you and I'll see you in the next one.